The rich kids of London know exactly how to flaunt their wealth on social media, but what they don't realize is that their boastful posts could land their parents in a whole lot of trouble with financial investigators. Keep watching to the end as we reveal all the details of the shocking stories behind those troublesome pictures. Before we get into it, if you're new around here, click that subscribe button to see more videos like this. Leave us an original comment down below and we will be giving out a $50 Amazon gift card. Now, follow along as we take a glimpse inside the lives of the rich kids of London. The rich kids of London live in one of the world's most expensive cities, so it's lucky for them that they have the cash to spare to really experience the city to its greatest potential. They hang out in London's most exclusive neighborhoods like Chelsea, Mayfair, and Knightsbridge. They party in the clubs and bars that young British royals like Prince Harry and Prince William used to frequent. And they love to rub the rest of our noses in it with their ostentatious displays of wealth and privilege online. If you want to see how the richest 1% live, then all you need to do is scroll through fancy photo after fancy photo on the Rich Kids of London Instagram account. As you'd expect, it's packed full of supercars, luxury homes, lavish holidays, and indulgent shopping sprees. These privileged London youngsters are living it up to the absolute limit, and they don't care who knows. But actually, they should care who knows it, as their boastful posts have landed their folks in a whole heap of trouble with law enforcement officers, specifically the fraud department and financial investigators. Stay tuned to find out exactly how the rich kids of London have caused problems for their even richer parents. But first of all, let's get a taste of what being a wealthy young thing in England's capital city is like as we go inside the lives of the rich kids of London. Let's start with all those exclusive London landmarks that the rich kids love to include in their updates. Nothing says "made it" more than hanging out where princes and princesses party. So it's important for the rich kids of London to prove their place in the hierarchy by snapping pictures at the royals' favorite haunts like the tropical-themed tiki club Mahiki. The self-styled notorious Dave Sullivan does just that. He's one of the loudest voices on the rich kid London scene. Dave Jr. is the son of Dave Sr., a billionaire businessman and joint chairman of London-based Premier League football team. Along with selfies at exclusive night spots, the rich kids of London love showing off their supercars outside the elite hotels and designer stores of the city, like an Aventador SV Roadster and not one but two gold cars parked outside the five-star Dorchester Hotel, or an attention-grabbing blue number outside a Chanel store, and a shiny purple supercar outside famous department store Harrods in Knightsbridge, or a bright yellow Lamborghini Aventador outside Saint Laurent. We all know how it rains a lot in London, but these rich kids use that to their advantage too. Like how a gold Bugatti covered in raindrops on a fancy London street looks like it's actually covered in thousands of diamonds, or a silver car that looks like the stars in the night have arranged themselves all over it. Gold, silver, blue. They sure do love their bold, bright cars. So let's move on to the cars. So many cars. London has a pretty comprehensive public transport system that millions of people use every day. But you won't find the rich kids of London catching a bus or hopping on the London Underground tube subway system. Of course not. You'll see them holding up London buses in their Mercedes G-Wagons instead. They've got Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, and Maseratis to get around town. While there are plenty of plain, chic, sophisticated cars in standard shades like black, there's also a whole other breed of ostentatious supercar. And these London-based rich kids just love to get all the focus on them with their colorful cars, like Chloe Khan's baby pink Range Rover. It's not just the colors that grab attention either, it's the patterns too, like the unusual McLaren with its black and white print that makes you feel like you've stepped into an optical illusion, or the painted Rolls-Royce that looks like an artist went to town all over it. Or how about the camo ride that's anything but camouflaged? The caption even jokes that they're out in the camo car so that traffic enforcers don't notice they park illegally on double yellow lines. You can even see rainbows of supercars illegally parked on single yellow lines along London streets. At least the rich kids of London can park their cars on the extensive driveways of their out-of-town homes. When they're not living it up in the capital, they escape to their family's grand estates in the English countryside. These are almost as flashy as the kinds of stately homes you see in period dramas like Downton Abbey, and they're places where there's plenty of room to park the Lamborghini and the Bugatti side by side. If you thought all those supercars were too much, just wait until you see how the rich kids of London travel when they leave the city. They're not happy to fly commercial. Oh no, they get on board their parents' private jets when they need to jet out of the country. It's the only way to travel when your mom or dad is a millionaire or billionaire, don't you know? And what do they get up to in these jets? All kinds of fancy things, like playing chess and sipping tea. How very English of them. They love to do hilarious poses too, like lying face down on the red carpet up to the steps because they've been partying so hard, or sitting inside the propeller casing because they can do whatever they want. They're that privileged and that used to getting their own way all the time that normal experiences don't register with them anymore. If a private jet isn't enough, they also travel by helicopter. Well, you know, it's much too inconvenient to travel out to one's country retreat by road. The sky's the only way, and in a chopper no less. What about when they get to their holiday destination? It's all extravagant experiences over there too. As you'd expect, the rich kids of London are like rich kids from anywhere else when they go on vacation. They love to take to the water on a super yacht or a jet ski, or even get in the water and go swimming with sharks. After all, once you've traveled in your private plane, you're going to want to have equally exclusive moments when you're away. One of the benefits of traveling by private jet is that your pets can come with you, which can be a problem sometimes when your pet pooch doesn't want to get off the plane. But many of these rich kids have second homes in far-flung places like Dubai, where they have their own local pets waiting for them at the mansion. And unlike the typical pet dogs that they keep as faithful friends in London, they get a bit more exotic with their pets at their other homes. Of course, why wouldn't you keep a lion cub as a pet? It makes perfect sense. If your brain has been replaced by piles and piles of money and you can no longer think straight. Or how about that other wild cat that seems to be one of the most popular pets for the rich kids of London when they head to Dubai, the cheetah. Once you've seen one photo of a cheetah on a leash, you've seen them all. These kinds of pictures have become so ubiquitous, there are even captionate competitions about them. Life can't be entirely about vacations though, particularly for the rich kids who are still in education. The rich kids of London who attend boarding schools have their own issues to deal with. They love to share sarcastic posts with the hashtag private school problems, like when they try to park their supercar at school and find the car park is full. Those private school car parks must look like a supercar showroom with all that money flying around. And these rich kids learn to drive in the kinds of cars that most normal people could only ever dream of buying, let alone having one as their first ever set of wheels. These 17-year-olds don't even know how lucky they are. Some even take private jets to school, with a red carpet guiding them to the door. Seriously? And their parents bribe them to do well in their exams by promising them bottles of champagne and pricey watches for every pass they achieve. Speaking of watches, other private school problems include showing up to class and finding out some other privileged child is wearing the same ridiculously expensive watch, which probably costs more than their teacher earns in a year. They also use their timepieces as proof that they're not one of the peasants. These rich kids of London set themselves apart from us normal folk, whom they also refer to as plebs, in lots of other different ways too, such as using sparkling water to brush their teeth with, or only drinking water that costs 3 digits, or filling the bathtub with champagne to wash in, or using 50-pound notes as a toilet seat cover when they have to use a public bathroom. All this talk of plebs and peasants certainly rubs some people up the wrong way, but that's not the intention of the moderator at the Rich Kids of London Instagram page. He claims the posts that dismiss ordinary people are supposed to be tongue-in-cheek, not offensive. It's meant to be a joke and a laugh, but not everyone sees it that way. However, he loves how people always take it so seriously. You might be wondering how all of these Instagram pictures get curated into one single feed. So let's take a look at who's behind the Rich Kids of London Instagram account. It's run by a 20-something-year-old stockbroker who has gotten to know other privileged youths by partying with them in exclusive clubs in the posh neighborhoods of Chelsea, Mayfair, and Knightsbridge. Why did he set up the account? He revealed he decided to do it because he had always loved seeing rich kids' lifestyles and wanted to show them to motivate everyone to do well in their life. It turns out he has achieved that goal, as he claims to get messages every day from people saying his page has made them work hard to achieve their dream and want to aim for higher. So, how does he source the photos? It seems many of the rich kids of London can't wait to share their social media showing off. People do send pictures of their luxury lifestyle, party lifestyle, and holidays, he explains. He's also had a few from private planes, yachts, and helicopters before. It's not all harmless fun though. It's been revealed that financial investigators are using Instagram pages like the Rich Kids of London to gather evidence. What kind of evidence, you might ask? They are trying to prove that the naive youngsters' business mogul parents are committing fraud by not declaring their assets. You know, the assets like the cars and the private jets that their kids can't stop flaunting on social media. And this is where it gets really interesting. These rich kids are unwittingly revealing their folks' hidden assets and covert business dealings. The heirs' ostentatious displays of wealth are actually providing evidence for investigators to freeze or seize assets. Cybersecurity firms say that they're using evidence from social media in up to 75% of their litigation cases. These include divorce and asset disputes. There are also more complex investigations that use social media to map a target's family and business networks. They use location search tools to identify their whereabouts. And then there's the impact of cybercrime, with wealthy families being exposed to fraud and extortion. This is because the heirs' social media accounts were giving clues about passwords. For example, one heiress' email account got hacked because the password was the name of her dog, which cybercriminals found out because it was all over her social media posts. Firms are now helping rich families devise social media policies for their kids to follow. These include codes of conduct about posting sensitive content, so we might start to see a decrease in the amount of social media posts that involve rich kids flaunting their family's assets. When Unilad spoke to the person behind the Rich Kids of London Instagram page about the situation, he admitted he was worried about the reports, and he said he hoped his page won't get in trouble. He confirmed that he had nothing to do with detectives investigating accounts like this. He had never been informed by detectives or anyone about it, but he had read the articles about detectives using his account to bust people for fraud. At the end of the day, he didn't feel like it was his responsibility, as all the rich kids he had posted on his account were genuine and honest people. Were you shocked by the lives of the rich kids of London? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like this video. Thanks for watching!